Alright, I'm going to try to restore some of this plastic on here today. It's kind of hard to see, but you can see it in reflection how there's some chips in the clear and stuff like that, and it's really just kind of looking really kind of nasty and stuff. So I'm going to try to sand all that out, buff it out, and try to make it look like this over here, if not better. The first step is basically get a little bit of water and hit it with some 400 grit sandpaper. That's the sandpaper I'm using right there. So let me get to it. So the first thing I'm going to do is sand this with some water and try to get all the original clear off of it. And you can tell when the original clear is coming off because it gets kind of a, not just milky, but it gets a kind of a yellowish milky, which is the yellow clear that's on it. Now this lens is smoked, so there is a little bit of charcoal coloring in it, and there may be a little bit of yellow in it. I don't know, but I know this is how you remove the clear and stuff. And the idea is to get all the way down to the plastic and remove all that clear. And then after you use the 400 grit and remove all that, then you can go ahead and move up to higher grits. I'll probably just skip right up to 1200 grit. And I don't know if you can see it, but it's getting kind of yellow right there. Let me see if I can get a little bit better view here for you. Kind of a milky yellow or tan or whatever I guess you could call it. So let me get some more of this off or done, and then I'll show it to you. Alright, after you get some sanding done, then you can go ahead and get a paper towel and wipe it off like this. And I don't know if you can see it with the camera, but I'm going to try to get the camera up here. Any place where it's not quite off yet, you'll see this. The idea is to get it all like this kind of frosted color, and remove all this this old clear. Get all that off of there. And the only thing I can think of is this is some kind of also UV protection or something. I don't know, but it's kind of why I use this stuff here once you buff it all out. I believe it's got a UV protector in it already, and the car's kind of old, so anything will be an improvement on it. And I have used this on headlights that had clear that I removed and put this on it, and 5 years later it still looked almost as good as it did when I put it on, but it definitely looked a ton better than the yellow and the milky and just kind of frosted look on the headlights. They were almost perfectly clear 5 years later after I did this procedure right here that I'm showing you. So let's get back to it. Okay guys, hey, here we are. We finished up with the this part was the proof of concept area right here. We finished up with the 400 grit wet sanding, and my son started doing the 2500 grit right here. And I said, oh wait a minute, you know, I wanted to get like all of it in different stages so we could show it. And then we're going to do one whole side, and then we're going to show the other side over here. And when you do this, don't forget you have to have it supported like this. If not, then you stand a chance to break these two pieces here. So alright, so we're going to get back to it. Alright, we did the 400 and then we did the 1200 grit. So you can see, you can actually start to see through it now and get a better idea of what's going on in here. So it's looking much better. Sorry for the fast camera. I got to remember to let the frame rate catch up with it if you wanted to see it better. Let's see if I can't focus this here a little bit better for you. And then of course this glue down here will chip all this excess glue off at the bottom down here, this yellow stuff. I did that down here, chipped it off pretty good, but I haven't really done it over here. So anyways, it's looking really, really good. So here's this side. Let me turn it around and show you the other side. And here's the other side. So that's the difference. So this side and then this side. So it'll actually darken up slightly because once you polish it, let me show you right over here. See, this has been polished right here. This hasn't been polished. This has just been, oh yeah, that's right, I did polish this. I'm sorry. This is where I was first starting it. But this is where I had really polished it up, and just he's kind of doing an overflow on it. It's no big deal. It'll all look good. So that's the 1600 grit sandpaper there, I believe, 16 or 1200, 400, 1600. Now we're gonna go up to 2500. So I'll see you in the next one. All right, this is the 2500 grit right here, and I put this underneath here to kind of help. Otherwise, you know, kind of got that under there. It doesn't really show very well, but it does here. One thing, don't forget to clean off your plastic that gets embedded in the water and gets underneath here, as you can see. Don't forget to clean that off. And it actually has some scratches in it that if we wanted to, we could really, you know, just keep scratching and or sanding and get them out. But I think it won't be too bad. So, but we just wanted to make it look better. Better than this down here. All this off color and all the, well, we already got the stuff with that milky stuff that was underneath here. So, anyways, we're going to do, I think it's the 3000 next. Alright guys, here we go. This is the 3000 right here. You can actually start to see a nice little reflection coming through here. There we go. Yeah, it's looking pretty good, I think. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead. We're going to use a cotton t-shirt, or, you know, just a regular t-shirt, and we're going to buff some of this stuff into it and polish it up real good. Yeah, I forgot. We're going to actually we're going to do the rubbing compound on it, and then the polishing compound, and then we're going to do the once a year finish on it. I'm keeping getting in a hurry. I want this project done, you know. So, oh, and when you're doing this and rubbing and stuff, I didn't show it. Don't forget to put something under here to support this, because this actually has a curve on it, and you don't want this to accidentally snap in here. Most of this side's fairly straight, but this side actually has a curve. So what I do is I try to put something under there and try to rock it and make sure it doesn't rock very much, and then I know it's supported. So let's go ahead and let's get on to this with just basically a t-shirt, and all you do is just ball it up around your finger, grab some of this, and just start rubbing in a circle all the way around. Do the whole side, and then you follow up on this. So let me go ahead and get this buffed out with this, or I should say rubbed out, and then we'll show you what it looks like. All right, I went ahead and I just rubbed out this little area right here, and I wanted to show you, you know, it's fairly sharp. Let's see if I can get my head in here a little bit and focus a little bit better. So you can see the image is fairly sharp here. Then when you get up here, it's kind of hazy. See how it's kind of hazy there? And then when you come back down to here, the hair is a little sharper. The outline, it's kind of hard to see it here. Well, anyways, you're just gonna have to trust me. It's somewhat sharp there, and that's what the difference is. You can see it's actually starting to get a little bit of a shine in there, a little fuzzy, and a lot sharper down here. So it's a little hard to see, but you might pick it up on the film, you might not. You can see it over here too. This was previously done a little bit, so it may not show as much as this area up on top up here. But anyways, enough of that. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to finish this off right here, and then we're going to go ahead and use the polishing compound it'll just look so much better. As you can see, you know, this looks better than what the other side does by a long shot. So let's get to it. All right, we've finished up with the rubbing compound here all over it, and then we went on to the polishing compound, and here's the result of the polishing. I think you can already see that, you know, how reflective and nice it is. I mean, the reflection is really nice. Sorry, it's kind of hard to see that right there. Let me see if I can. There we go. So, I mean, you can even see the crack between my rubber and my hard shell on my phone case here. So yeah, it's like that all the way down. So this part is pretty much done. All we have to do now is just put some new finish wax on it, and then we'll take it outside, put it on the car, and show it to you. So let's get to that. All right, just a quick show of what I've done so far. I did this area right here. This area here hasn't been done yet. This area up here hasn't been done yet. And this area has. Should be able to see how clear and sharp the image is as compared to this up here. This has still got a little bit of fuzzy to it. And when you come down here, I mean, it's like really sharp. You can even see the waviness in the plastic as you move it up and down. So let me go ahead and get the rest of this done, and then I'll show it to you. So all I do is I just shake this up real good, stick it in there, and then put it on here and just swirl it around and wipe it back and forth and just polish it up real good. And then I clean it off with a clean part on the rag to kind of finish doing the buffing. So, and then it turns out, you know, really nice. So let me get to it some more here for you guys. All right, here we are. I think this is as good as it's going to get for right now. Probably could have used a cleaner rag on it. I kind of used the one that had some of the old stuff on it, and it didn't polish up as good as I probably wanted to, but I wanted to get this done. We can still do it later when it's on the car, but I wanted to show you how well this turned out. Extremely well. I'm just really happy with the way it turned out. So let's go ahead and let's turn this over, and here we are. Here's the other side. This is the top. Obviously not this part right here, but this is the top. This side we did. This side we didn't do, or I did a little bit on it, but not enough to really worry about. I started sanding it. This part I didn't touch at all. You can see all the brown and everything from the faded clear on it. It's a little kind of hazy and dull. So yeah, there's a serious difference between this over here. I mean, just over here you can see the reflections off of it. See the nice reflections, and over here it's just kind of like, yeah, it's kind of nasty. There is some reflection, but it's just old and dingy and just not where it needs to be, especially the yellowing, all the yellowing clear in it. So all right, so we're gonna go put this on the car and show it to you, and then we're gonna go ahead and finish up the other side and put it on the car permanently. So let's get to it. All right, here we are. The neighbors are out goofing off, so I can't do too much. This side is the side we did, and this side over here is the side that we didn't do. So yeah, you can kind of tell that there's a serious difference in the two sides. This side really looks good. I mean, even with some of the old cracking and chips and stuff, which there's nothing we can really do about that, but I mean, the rest of it is just, it's so nice right here. And then this side, you can just tell that it's all just kind of hazy and nasty looking with the yellowing and everything. Let me see if I can't get it out this way, and we'll just put it up here so you can see it better. I'll bring it over here and show it this way. Right, tubes, here it is. We finished it up. Finished polishing it all up. Let's see if we can get some reflection off of it here. It's looking pretty good. We got both sides. Now all we're going to do is we're going to stick it on here. And we need some something to seal it with, so we chose this. It's a little more flowable than I like, but it dries fairly clear, so we're going to go ahead and use that. What we did is we used toothbrush to clean out all the cracks and crevices, and it really, and I mean very lightly dampened paper towel to get any dust or anything off of here, because when you put this on and it's sealed, that's the last time you'll get a chance to do any work in here. So we've already made sure that the backup lights and everything work. So now what we're going to do is go ahead and silicone it up. So let's get to it. Alright, so what you have to do is put just a little bit in here. You don't need a lot in here, because once it squishes down, it could come out. And you don't want it to flow down into your lens, so put just a little bit in there. The bead on the lens itself will actually push it into the hole fairly well. Alright, so we'll go ahead and get this done and then we'll show it to you. Alright, we have a couple of little drips we need to address before we stick it in. And just use a paper towel and kind of mush it. And it looks like did I get some in here? Yeah, I did. Okay, good. This stuff is really runny. Maybe we should have chose something a little thicker, but it'll be fine. If you don't know, RTV is dissolvable, or at least get soft with gasoline. So you can also use that to clean up any areas, or just wait till it cures and then rub it off. And then we'll get all this off of here. Alright, it looks like we're just about ready to put it on. Alright, in retrospect, it probably would have been better if we'd taken this off and laid it flat and then did it. So if you end up doing this, that's what you should do. Alright, we're going to go ahead and start at the top here in the corner and just push it in. And hopefully this will work. Alright, then we're going to have to actually tape it up and push it on there. You can see it wants to bow out a little bit right here. So we may end up also putting a little bit more in the seams if it spreads out too much. So anyways, we'll go ahead and we'll get this done, and then we'll show you what it looks like when we're done. Alright, plan B. We had some of it that was leaking down into the lens, and it wasn't working out real good. And I remembered I said that, yeah, I wish you had taken it off, well, so we could have it in a flat position. Well, we couldn't really get it in a flat position without taking it off, and then we both come at the same time. Why don't we just open the deck lid? So we did. So now the deck lid is actually opened up. So that's how we're going to do it. We're going to go ahead and set it in here like this. We've reapplied RTV in it, and it's all cleaned up and it's ready to go back on. So go ahead and hand me that lens there, bud. Go ahead and hand me the lens. Come around this way. That's good. Alright, here we go. Just gonna start over here in the corner, I guess, and slowly lay it down. There we go. And then we noticed that it's really starting to spring a little bit. And what I mean by spring is that it won't go down all the way. So what we're going to do is we're going to put paper towels up here, and then we're going to use some landscaping blocks, some of those concrete ones, to go ahead and set down on it. So let's go get some of those blocks and put some paper towels up here. Alright, we got some paper towels up here, and we'll probably put some more up in here, and then down in here. Then we'll just set the blocks like right here. And then we've got the trunk lid propped up with a board. Here, give me one of those blocks over here, son. Am I all right? We'll make sure I got it. You don't want to drop it on your toe. And we want it to be flat. Here we go. Let's see if it works out. Oh yeah. Oh, but it wants to slide. Oh boy. All right, so we'll just do it like this then. There we go. Okay. Maybe we can do it like that. All right, let's get this other one over here. Come over this way. Okay. Here we go. There we are. And it's mostly down. It's just so slick from the wax and stuff we put on it. It's crazy. All right, we're going to go ahead and get this situated and see if we can't get this done right. All right, this is what we came up with. Just put some napkins on it and let the bricks hold it down because it didn't want to stay down. We've still got a little bit of flex here. We may have to take this off and then squish some RTV up in it. Same thing over here. This actually holds down a lot better now. Hindsight 2020, I would recommend taking this out and then just put clamps all the way around it, and that would probably work the best. So I think that's going to be it for getting this thing in. So I guess we'll let it cure and then we'll show you what it looks like when we're done. Well, here it is, guys. It's all installed and sealed up, but well, sort of sealed up. I want to show you something here. By not laying it flat like I said I should have done, we had a little leak right here when it rained, so it kind of has got like a little water fog in here now. But when it dries out, we're going to go ahead and pull this whole assembly out, and hopefully we'll do that on video for you guys so you'll know how to get it out. So if you have to do yours, you'll know what to do. But still, even with that little water in here and a little bit of fog on this side down here, this still looks 10 times better than it did before we pulled it off. So that's one thing good about these videos here is, at least on the bezel here, is you get to see what not to do, and that when it comes time, if you have to do this or want to try it, you'll know what to do. And that is to go ahead and remove this whole assembly, lay it flat, install your RTV, then put it down and clamp it all down. And here's a little bit of what I'm talking about. You see where there's a gap right here? You can see the RTV in there, or you may not be able to, but I can. And over here it's nice, and the gap is nice and close over here. Same thing over here, the gap, it's got a little bit of a gap, and then up close over here it's tight. And the top is kind of the same. This right here, oh hey look, you can actually see where it didn't seal up good there. This is tight right over here. This is really tight, but this isn't tight. Wow, there's a little piece of RTV hanging out. There's another little piece. Okay, this appears to be tight here, but this is not. So anyways, lessons learned there. If we correct it, we'll show you how we correct it. And I want to thank you guys for watching. God bless y'all, and keep none of you out. Bye.